This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk through this 2021 Sunset Trail model 253RB. Alright, so here I am on the door side, walking past by the outdoor kitchen here. You have power stabilizer jacks. One switch operates both rear and another switch operates both front. When you extend these, you don't want to lift the trailer or anything like that. You're just going to take the wiggle out of it. So you've got a cooktop here that you pull out. It's actually a griddle, or I guess a grill is more, yeah, a grill. And back here you'll have, if I can get my hand on it, you'll have an LP line with a quick connect on it. This end here is plugged in down here. That's the connection for it to connect it to the system. So before you use it, obviously you have to plug it in. You also got a 110 AC refrigerator that turns on as soon as you plug the trailer in, and then you have a sink, obviously. Okay, so your water heater, let's see what this is here. This is a gas and electric water heater. You can see that the anode rod is pulled out and the drain plug, it's one piece, because this trailer is still winterized. It screws in right there. Alright. Also, this is the switch to turn on the heating element, which is behind this cover here. So keep in mind there's a switch for the electric portion of this right here. Alright, the other switches are inside. Always make sure there's water in the water heater before you turn it on. Otherwise you'll damage the heating element. You have a TV antenna and satellite and power here to put a TV outside. You've got a power awning plus outside speakers. Your stairway folds into the trailer, but you can adjust the length of the legs for the terrain just by pulling this pin out. There's one on each side, so you can adjust them as needed. Here's the other switch for the front stabilizers. Okay. You have this crank here that you can use that crank to crank these stabilizer jacks manually if they happen to fail. You can always get out of trouble with it. Also, this crank here is for your power tongue jack. In case it fails, you can pull this plug and crank it manually. Alright, so you have a power tongue jack, you have two 20-pound LP tanks, an automatic changeover regulator, and a deep cycle marine battery. This is where you winterize from. Still has the panel off. This panel goes back on here, but you would put this end into the antifreeze and draw it up. Right now this trailer is winterized, so that means the water heater's in bypass mode, and the system's filled with antifreeze. Okay, so this is a kill switch for your battery. You just turn it off to disconnect your battery from the trailer. That way when you put it into storage it will not drain down. Your city water connection is the most common way to get water to the trailer. You just put the hose on there, turn it on. Now if you're at a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill the fresh water tank right here. So you fill it and hold on please, yes? Sure, go right ahead. I'm sorry, so you can pre-fill the water tank and then use the onboard pump to pump the water if you don't have city water. And this here is the black tank flush. After you flush your black tank, which is toilet water and waste, you can leave the valve open, you put the hose on here and turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of the tank and clean it out really well. This particular slide room you have is called an Accu Slide. You see it has the cables, two on each side. That's an Accu Slide. Alright, and down here, of course, are your dump valves. You see the black one is toilet water waste, the gray one is sink and shower water. Always dump the black first, and then dump the gray, because the gray water is cleaner, dirty water, so it'll help to clean out your black hose and all that. You have a 30 amp 30-foot power cord. Okay. This housing up here tells us that this is pre-wired for a backup camera, so if you want to use a backup camera, you should get the one that fits in that housing. It has to be a Furion and it has to fit that housing. Then you just turn on your running lights and it activates the camera, so you can back up with it or just leave it on going down the road, or both. Alright, you have a ladder, so it's a good thing because you need to inspect your roof for the manufacturer. You have to inspect it every 90 days or so. So once in the spring, once in the middle of summer, once in the fall, you want to send somebody up there to look at all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation, make sure there's no damage to the roof from road debris flying up there or from low branches when you're pulling into parks and that sort of thing. You just give it a good inspection. Alrighty, this is a spray port. You get a hose with a sprayer. This is to hook up your cable and your satellite. It's behind there. So we'll go inside here. They're still working in here, getting it ready, but I'll work around them. Okay, so this is your control panel right here. So your lights are here. So they're almost all on. Your tank heaters. This has a tank heater kit, so all of your holding tanks have warming pads underneath, so you can extend your camping season. You can light the electric water, or you can turn the electric. You can turn the water heater on electric this way. Remember I told you always make sure there's water in the tank. Or you can run it on gas using this one. That's your water pump there. Your slide room and your awning. Never leave the awning out unattended. If you're going to leave the campsite, roll it in so you don't it doesn't get damaged by the wind. All right. Your battery's charged. Fresh water, black water, gray water. It graduates up in 1/3 increments. Once it gets past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping them. You know, so this does not have two toilets in it, so you disregard the second black tank, that sort of thing. Just have to. It's kind of it fits several applications. All right, so your sound is right here. You can stream off this USB here. You can go into the system with this HDMI if you need to, play a video game or something to keep kids busy on a rainy day or something. You can use Bluetooth and stream wirelessly with your phone or tablet. It has AM/FM radio, so it does everything you need to do, especially considering you're camping. Okay. This is your LP gas carbon monoxide detector. It'll go off if it senses either one of those gases. Also, if it beeps very, very slowly, it's telling you it's a low battery. So I'm going to put it through the self-test so you can hear it. It should always be green like this, or if it's not, you get it serviced. One more test, and then the low battery alarm. Okay, so it performs 3 functions there. This device here is the power converter. It converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So you see a regular circuit breakers here like you'd see in your house, and they're labeled. And then the power is converted to 12 volt DC here, where you got 12 volt fuses, and they're labeled here. Now if any of these were to blow, they'll actually light up so you can see them through this tinted plastic here, so you'll know. Okay. Also, this is a battery tender, so if you're plugged into shore power, it'll keep your battery up front charged, so it does that also. Your microwave works like any other microwave. This is your range hood vent. It has a fan and a light. Okay. This is your range, obviously. So the range top, I don't know if he's got the gas on or not, but we'll see here. Let me try it. This is the sparker. You turn this one clockwise to spark it. So you go like so, and there you have it. Just light them up. Now the oven is a little different. At the bottom of the oven, all the way to the back, is the pilot light. So you can see you can spark it this way. You can see the spark back there. So what you do to light it is you go to, this is the rightmost knob. You go to pilot and you depress it and hold it like that. Then you're going to spark the sparker till the pilot light down here lights. After it lights, you're still holding this in. keeping it for another 10 seconds or so for it to heat up. Then you go to operating temperature. Okay, but when you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay, all right. Always keep your top down when you're traveling, because it will tend to break if you don't. Okay, let's see what else we got. The couch. These cushions pull off the back. You grab it here and fold it out 2 panels out, and then the back panel flips down, so it's 3-panel foam hide-a-bed. It's a really nice one, especially compared to the way they used to be, so that's a good thing. Now you can drop your tabletop down onto these cleats and use the back cushions on them to fill them in, and then you can make another bed here to sleep on. This is your thermostat. It's very simple. You just push the bottom bar, which is mode, so it's off, fan, low, high, cool, high, low, auto high. That's the most common right there. And then of course heat. So there's a delay about 6 seconds whenever you select the source. So try to always use the air conditioner on and the fan on auto if you can. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, so it just circulates air. All right, so the shower and the sink work like any other shower and sink. Keep in mind you have a GFCI here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through the GFCIs. So if you're using a plug outside that pops, you set it in here. And last but not least, in the bathroom is the toilet. The toilet, if you don't know RV toilets, it has to have water in the black tank to use it. So if you look down here, that's the black tank down there. When water's hooked up, it'll be swirling right now into the black tank. So you have to have about a gallon or so in the black tank before you start using it. So the procedure will be you pull in the campsite and level and all that. You hook up your power and your water. Then you come in here and you'll stand on this pedal for a minute or whatever it takes to put around a gallon or so of water in there. There's no way to tell exactly what that is. It doesn't have to be exact. You just have to have some water in the bottom of that when you start using it. Okay. All right, simple enough. And then we can go over here to the bedroom. You've got a spot for your dog bowls if you have one. The thing to know about this is the escape window. This just works like this, except you would push it all the way through, of course. Then you grab the screen with this tab here. You just pull it right out, and out you go. So you can get out of here if it's an emergency. One other thing, you can mount a TV right here. There's a backer plate for a bracket, and then you got your hookups up here. Okay? Alright, so I think that covers it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And remember what I was saying about inspecting the roof. You always want to go up there and every 90 days and take a look and see what's going on. Make sure everything is good and tight. Okay? Thank you.